Thank you very much, and good afternoon to you all. And first and foremost, of course, a huge thanks to C4 and all its partners for putting together this fantastic day. It's been inspirational, so thank you very much for that. It's also very timely, as we know the IPCC report on 1.5 degrees just came out, and there are discussions going on among the negotiators of the Coronavia work program on agriculture. Landscapes and the way we use them are responsible for up to a quarter of the annual greenhouse gas emissions. That must and can change. We've heard today that landscapes can also be responsible for a third of the solution. So, as Robert was saying, we need to run fast. But it's not enough that we run fast, we also have to change the direction in which we're running. If we don't, millions more people will suffer poverty and hunger in the years to come. Now, there are a number of actions that have come up here today, and it's very difficult to summarize them, but let me just focus on three things that have to change. And the first thing is the most important and the most difficult. Agriculture must transform from being part of the problem to becoming part of the solution to climate change. We do need to make sure that we reduce deforestation, but also that we have sustainable and climate-smart agricultural practices, agroecology, and other forms of agriculture that not only help mitigate and adapt to climate change, but also help conserve biodiversity and contribute to sustainable livelihoods. Secondly, we must conserve and better manage the soils that underpin both our ecosystems and our food systems. And thirdly, we must restore degraded lands and help increase the resilience of landscapes, of food systems, and livelihoods. And we need to do this in an integrated manner. We need to have integrated land management. If we do that, we can contribute to many of the SDGs, not just to climate change. And that's what's important here. We need to make sure that we work across sectors and that we look at all the Sustainable Development Goals. I really like the presentation we had on the Landscape Sustainability Index from El Salvador. In FAO, we are trying to prepare a report on progress towards sustainable agriculture. And you wouldn't believe how difficult it is for them to find out what to put in there in terms of biodiversity and climate change and how to find the data to monitor that. So those of you who have good ideas, please let me know, because I'm helping them build on what we have learned within the forestry sector to see what we can do also in agriculture. What we need to do is we have to include food security, livelihoods of indigenous peoples, local communities, smallholders, women and youth as key priorities in whatever we do. Otherwise, we will never succeed. We've heard it yesterday as well that farmers throughout the world, also in developed countries, are suffering and struggling economically. So we need to bring in more creative thinking on how to develop the business opportunities that will make restoration and the sustainable management of our landscape attractive to investors by delivering both financial and economic benefits in addition to environmental and social ones. And we need to focus on both the small scale and the large scale farmers and forest owners. Last weekend at the Global Landscape Forum in Bonn, the World Bank and FAO held a session that was looking at how we can think outside the box. It was very inspirational and it illustrates the benefits of these kinds of events. So thank you again for hosting this. We really look forward to be working with all of you to help implement some of the great ideas that have been here today. And I will finish by echoing the call for action. We know what to do. Let's get on with it. Thank you.